Hi, welcome to On Track, where we feature local artists and invite them to share their music and stories with us. This is our 12th season. I will be your host, Claire Roden, and with us today is Greg Boerner.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought you were going to say something to me, like, hi, how are you?
Well, I mean, I thought you just sort of jump in.
I can jump in if you'd like to. I can improv. I can definitely do that.
So let's start at the beginning.
Yes.
When did you first get into music?
I've been into music as far as just listening to music ever since I was probably, 8, 9, 10 years old. We bought these things that you won't know about called 45s. They were little small records.
LPs?
No, LPs are the bigger ones. These are called
okay.
45s, you see? And no, but we bought, so it had one song on each side, just 2 songs. So you could afford that when you were 9 years old. They were only about $1 or something like that. So I had a bunch of 45s, would listen to those all the time. And then, yes, later on got into albums. So I always loved music and listening to it. And then when I was 12, I was up in my attic. I'm from Georgia, so we had attics. And in my attic was, I found an electric guitar and an amplifier that one of my brothers had played for a little while. So I found that, brought it down, started fooling around with it, and my mother walked by my room and said, would you like to take some lessons?
Okay.
And I said, yes, I would. So that was when I was 12.
Who were you listening to?
Back then, when I was, 9, 10, 11, that kind of thing, it was really seriously the radio. So I didn't have a whole lot of albums, but whatever the hits of the day were, I was interested in. I would go out and buy the 45. So whatever what they call the top 40, so it was a mixture of things. The Bee Gees were very popular then, but then I also had, some Allman Brothers, and so it really kind of ran the gamut, whatever was out there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. What's going on?
They were pointing at me, but I wasn't sure what they needed.
But who knows? Forget them.
But so did you have other family members who played music? You said your brother played guitar.
Yeah, I had a couple of I'm the youngest of 9.
Okay.
So I had a couple of older brothers that played a little bit, not very seriously, just kind of played around the house and all that. So I certainly remember hearing them or anything. I can't say that it was a real influence or anything like that.
Okay.
But they were influential as far as they played the radio all the time. So what's going on, fellas?
First star? First song. Oh, okay. So.
The most disjointed interview ever.
So the song that you're going to play up next is Solid Sender.
Solid Sender, yes.
So how did you come up with the title?
Sure. That's a great question. I always look for little phrases and little things that kind of catch my ear and jot them down in hopes to use them somewhere. But back in like the 50s, during the early rock and roll days, a solid sender was either like a smash hit, like the DJs were like, this is a real solid sender,
Okay.
And Sam Cooke had a song like You Send Me. And,
okay.
And then also a hot girl was a solid sender. So I liked that title. I thought it kind of encompassed a couple of different ideas, and so I wrote it with that in mind.
All right.
Yep.
Up next is Solid Sender.
Get a little anxious when the fog rolls in. Get a little nervous when the crowd gets thin. And take a little comfort from the same old same. And I get a little crazy when she calls my name. Get a little shiver from a blues guitar and try to make a wish on a falling star. But I'm a one-trick pony, hold up lame, and I get a little crazy when she calls my name. She's a solid sender. closer. Can't you come a little closer? Near you, I want to hear you. I can't tell you how I keep her heart, and how she gets so quiet when the room goes dark. She knows just how to fan my flame, and I get a little crazy when she calls my name. She's a solid cinder, closer. Can't you come a little closer and feel me and heal me?
Welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Greg Boerner. So the next two songs we're going to hear are Price You Pay and This Love.
Yes.
So are there any stories behind either of these two songs that you'd want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a story with these tunes, and just, you know, a way to come up with all that. What I could say about Price You Pay is that a lot of advertisers are looking for what they call sound-alikes. So in other words, they would like for their commercial, they would like Black Keys sound-alike, but they don't want to spend the money on a Black Keys song. So they'll send out something saying, we'd like a Black Keys kind of a song. So I wrote Price You Pay kind of with that in mind, with writing it in hopes to getting this commercial and getting like just tons of money.
Right. And
it didn't happen, but I really liked the song. I really thought I was just going to do the song, give it to them, and be done with it. And I really enjoyed the song and started playing it live, and it's going to be on my 5th CD. So
okay.
yeah, so it all worked out. It all worked out. I'd rather have the song and than the money versus the money and not the song. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think I would.
Up next, Price You Pay and This Love.
Well, I heard you've been talking in my neighborhood. You told my mother that I ain't no good. Now a thing like that, it can cut both ways. And this thing you lost, that's the price you pay. Now you walk in the streets with your slipping mules. But you gon' be singing, well, all them sippy wireless blues. You've had your fun, 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 and now you've had your say. But the truth ain't in you, no, and that's the price you pay. Count Willie once told me, now son, you ain't gon' last, 'cause your thinking's too slow, 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 and now your living's too fast. I could ask my father, but he'd just say, now 6 feet under, that's the price you pay. That's the price you pay. Now that's the price you pay. I don't understand the things that you do. I get so crazy talking to you. Now one thing's for certain, there's 2 things I know. This love will kill me, and I can't let it go. I can't stand it when she talks in her sleep, yeah. I get so nervous. All those secrets that she keeps. Now one thing's for certain, there's two things I know. This love will kill me, and I can't let it go. She stops the traffic when she's shuffling down the street. She's got that something from her head to her feet. Now one thing's for certain, there's two things I know. This love will kill me, and I can't let it go. Now one thing's for certain, there's two things I know. This love will kill me, and I can't let it go. I just can't let it go. Yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Claire Roden, and with us is Greg Boerner. So in your music, I'm definitely hearing a lot of blues, a lot of more southern blues.
Sure.
Do you have any specific influences?
No, that's a great question. It's really all those things. So I kind of consider myself blues, folk, country, and roots rock and roll. And so that kind of covers the spectrum for me. Definitely blues. I'm a big fan of Chicago blues, Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, all those guys. Always listen to them. Folk, guys like Dylan is definitely an influence on me. Tom Waits, those guys. I love the Beatles. And then country, I love Johnny Cash and Hank Williams and people like that.
So like Western country or like Southern country?
Well, I kind of lump it all together. So whatever Johnny Cash and Hank Williams Sr. is, Ernest Tubb, those guys, I just love that stuff. And then just good old rock and roll. So Chuck Berry and Elvis and Carl Perkins, all those early rockabilly guys I love. So even if you don't hear it, exactly in my music, like, well, that didn't sound country, it's there. It's in there. I take all that stuff and mix it up into a big stew. And then, my own personality comes through as well. So whatever I've got in my head as well. So.
Well, you said earlier that your family they were supportive, but they were nervous for you.
Sure.
Did you?
They still are.
If you could go back in time, knowing what you know now, and tell yourself right out of high school,
right?
Would you go back and do anything different, or would you give yourself advice, or?
I think the only thing that's a great question. I think the only thing I would do different is I was just so serious when I was younger, 18 or 19, thinking, oh my God, this is what I've got to be able to do, and if I made any mistakes, I would just beat myself up. And none of that stuff, in later years matters. It doesn't add up to anything. So I guess I wish I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, some of those early days and early years. Just enjoyed the music, played well, serious about it, but not just beat myself up so much.
So you're from Georgia.
Yeah.
Why did you leave the beautiful weather of Georgia to come all the way up here to the freezing cold Illinois?
Well, originally I was married, and so my wife at the time was a district manager for Victoria's Secret.
Okay.
So we came up to this area because of her job. And so once I got here, I enjoyed it here. The southern thing has worked for me in Illinois because there's not a lot of southern songwriters up here.
Yeah.
So it makes me a little bit unique. Not better, but just a little more unique, I think.
So if you could, what is Victoria's Secret? Did she tell you what Victoria's Secret was?
What the secret is?
Do you know what it is?
After we're off the air, I'll tell you.
Okay, so you definitely have a very unique sound. Anyone who listens can hear it.
Thank you. That's important. I mean, you strive for that, and it doesn't always happen.
Did you ever get any how do you deal with criticism? You have a very
Terribly.
unique sound.
Terribly. I hate criticism.
Is it really bad? What do you do when you get?
It's hard. It's hard when
roasted?
it's hard when this is very personal to me, and I hate it when someone doesn't like what I'm doing, or has a comment about it, or you should have done this, or I would have done that. It's tough. It's tough, like with anything, I think we're all very kind of sensitive, and I think musicians, artists, and all that are even possibly a little more sensitive with that thing. So this is something that I'm putting out there from my heart, and so no, you don't want anybody to put it down.
Well, I definitely liked it. So
Well,
if I
thank
wanted to hear more of your music, where would I go?
The best thing I would recommend is if you go to my website, I have a schedule there. So the website is www, of course, .gregboerner.com. Now, Boerner is spelled kind of funny. It's Boerner. But if you go to gregboerner.com, there's a schedule on there. There's you can get in touch with me through Facebook. I'm on Pandora. There's iTunes. You can buy my CDs through the website and all that. So really the website, gregboerner.com, is the best way to stay in touch with me and know where I'm going to be.
So I know we're going to hear one more song.
Yes.
What's it called?
This is a Southbound Train.
Catch that southbound train. Seems that's where I'm better known. Gonna catch that southbound train. Seems that's where I'm better known, yeah. Tell my mother and my father their baby boy is coming home. I'm coming home. When the sun woke up this morning, I said I'm gonna leave you where you lay. Yeah, yeah. When the sun woke up this morning, said I'm gonna leave you where you lay. I'm gonna pack up all my good things and make a little Dixie getaway. Get away. From that train, I'm gonna pick me a Georgia peach. Gonna hop down from that train, I'm gonna pick me a Georgia peach. Well, it seems these Illinois women are just a little out of my reach. Oh no. Catch that southbound train. Catch that southbound train. Catch that southbound train. Catch that southbound train.